ויחי יעקב בארץ מצרים 17 שנה, and Jacob lived in the land of Egypt 7 and 10 years. The first 7 words that begin this week's Torah portion. Parashat Vayechi. And he lived. It goes from Bereshit, Genesis 47:28 to 50:26. And the portion from the prophets, the Haftarah, from 1 Kings 2:1 to 12. 17 years Yaakov lives in Egypt. 147 years total in his lifespan. Over the course of the 17 years Yaakov lived in Mitzrayim, he is surrounded by all his offspring and grandchildren. He and the children of Yosef, Manasseh, and Ephraim develop a relationship, and he is able to teach them Torah. He is aged and is ill and calls for his sons to bless them. An extensive blessing occurs to include Manasseh and Ephraim. After bestowing the blessings, Yaakov dies, and an official state funeral, one like that of a king, ensues as Yaakov is buried in Canaan, in the cave of Machpelah. After this, Yosef's brothers harbors feelings of doubt over them being forgiven, but Yosef assures them that he has truly forgiven them. Sometime afterward, Yosef becomes ill. He asks his brothers to take his bones from the land of Egypt and bury them in the land of promise. Yosef dies at age 110 years. In the Haftarah from 1 Kings 2:1 to 12, we read about an aged David Amelech, King David, and him leaving instructions for King Solomon, Shlomo Hamelech, as he ascends the throne. He leaves pertinent information, just as Yaakov did, as he left his blessings with his son. He leaves his blessings with Shlomo Hamelech, King Solomon, who is to rule in his stead. Vayechi comes from the root word Chayah. It means to live, to revive, to preserve life, to restore life, to recover, to repair, all having to do with life. In essence, during the 17 years of Yaakov's life, within himself, he flourished. He was experiencing full, total shalom. He had had many instances of living, life experiences. He had also had some challenges even. While Yaakov lived, Yosef also lived. All his family members were in the very same land as he was. He was Viceroy. But most importantly, he was Yosef ben Yaakov, Joseph, son of Jacob. One of the many things that these two had in common was their total faith and trust in Hashem. Throughout the many tests of their life, this remained constant, rooted, which led to Yosef telling his brothers in Bereshit 50:20, even though you intended to do harm to me, God intended it for good in order to preserve a numerous people. No matter where Hashem places you or what life experiences he has designated for you, live knowing that Hashem is there with you through every stage, in times of rejoicing, in times of hurt, in times of intense challenges, in times where we just don't understand. He has given you life. He will sustain you according to His will and His purpose for you. Blessings to you all.